Well, the weather's warm. It's a beautiful summer day. The fans are on their feet. They've been waiting all day for this moment. The drivers as well, anxious for their once-a-year chance to race at Indy. Green flag, we're underway.
Jeff Gordon has a lot of fans here today.
And Junior's going to concede the inevitable, it looks like.
Yeah. And I don't mean that Jeff Gordon doesn't have a lot of fans everywhere. Obviously very popular, but has that thing out front. That looks like maybe the best car here today.
You got red states, you got blue states. Well, you got Gordon tracks and you got Earnhardt tracks, and they don't necessarily mix well. You see Junior, you see the leader, Jeff Gordon, coming down the front straightaway on the left side of the screen. The top five as our ESPN
For Jeff Gordon, the car has been so good all day long. Gordon hasn't complained about it, but they've still been tweaking. He says it's a little loose out front, but it's good when he's behind Kenseth. They're going to make a 4-tire change and fuel for Gordon. Jamie?
Paul Menard said, leave it alone. 4 tires, fill it up with fuel. The driver needs some water and some ice. Looking for his first top 10 here.
Jeff Gordon in 15th place right there is the furthest of them in the running order, closest to the front, that made the stop in that burst of green flag stops after the restart. So he'd be the first one, my calculations, that can make it to the finish.
Sure, that for sure can make it. There's other cars that can possibly make it. I mean, I see as many as half a dozen cars or more actually in front of Jeff Gordon that can make it the rest of the way.
Yeah.
We'll look at the speeds at the line here. You can see 166 for the leader.
Watch this one.
Almost 168 miles an hour.
He made 2 more passes of cars right there on that lap to get himself up into the 5th spot.
How many I'm trying to get? Everybody in front of us is a spot here. Everybody's a spot. Jeff, they're all saving. All the leaders. It looks like they're in slow motion here.
So you know Jeff's just driving as hard as he can, trying to get to their bumper.
Yeah, and he's almost a second and a half faster right now than what they were. Jeff's even picked his pace up just a little bit.
And you see McMurray has put just the slightest bit of gap back to second place, Paul Menard. This could turn into a wild last lap. There could be people running out of gas and a guy charging to try and catch them all. How about McMurray, Dave?
Alan, conversation between him and Kevin Mannion, his crew chief. Did I need to save 2 laps or am I half a lap short? Kevin told him, you're half a lap short. He goes, why? Because something happened or because I saved it? Because you saved it. So the crew chief, confident that he's gotten him there, maybe down to the half lap, as Gordon keeps coming. Jamie?
Slugger Labby telling Paul Menard, we're going to turn you loose here in another 2 laps. He's saving fuel right now. Wait till he opens it up. They're also reminding him it's the same engine, same strategy ahead of him. Vince?
5 of Mark Martin is running 3rd, and Martin had been told by his crew chief, Lance McGrew, I need you to save me a little bit of fuel. Run the same pace you've been running for 4 laps, and then you can go. This is the 4th lap. Look for Martin to be able to put it to the ground and go to the finish.
What's going to happen in these final 4 laps? Leaders in some lap traffic. 32 of Mike Bliss just ahead of him.
Go ahead, go. Turn you loose. 24 is 2 seconds faster. We can't give up.
Okay, the race is on here, guys. Here goes Paul.
That was his radio. He was told to go. He's gone to the lead. Paul Menard.
Yeah, he was just told that Jeff Gordon was almost 2 seconds a lap faster these last couple of laps. You can see him well in the picture now.
They got to go. They got to go now, whether they have enough fuel or not. If they're going to win this thing, they can't let that 24 catch them.
Gordon is behind Regan Smith, Mark Martin, Jamie McMurray, and Paul Menard. There he goes by Regan Smith. Gordon up to 4th place. Can the 4-time champion charge all the way to the lead in these final 3 laps?
Jeff Gordon has picked his time up back under 53 seconds a lap now for Jeff Gordon.
McMurray going to get passed by 2 as he tries to save some fuel. Martin to 2nd, Gordon to 3rd.
Still a long way to go. 5 miles. More than that. More like 7.5 miles to
Yeah,
go.
Jeff Gordon should be able to get by Mark Martin here shortly. If he doesn't have to waste any time getting by Mark, and he's not at all before they get to turn 3. This is Jeff Gordon's race to win right now.
To second place.
He not only has more fuel and enough, he has fresher tires than Paul Menard to run these quick laps.
These fans at Indianapolis are all on their feet trying to see if the young man who made his racing name on the short tracks of this area can win a 5th Brickyard 400. Paul Menard leads. Gordon is second. 2 laps to go.
Okay, Paul Menard's going to have to run the most perfect laps he's ever run in his life to try to hold that 24 car off. And I'm not sure it'll be enough.
Yeah, looks like that he's catching this traffic, Paul Menard, in a good spot. It's going to be up the back straightaway, not to impede his progress any at all here.
There's the 2 crew chiefs. Man, I know what they feel like.
Which is?
Oh, man. You can't even breathe right now, Alan.
Yeah, Menard
Slugger, look at Slugger. He's like, you got to get my heart started again. Come on, man.
Lap traffic in the way.
See Gordon get everything that he can right against the wall out of turn 3.
Mike Bliss in the 32.
Yeah, Paul's going to need some help from this car. He needs to move over.
Coming to the white
Biggest race of
flag.
your life, bud. Drive the hell out of it. Come on.
1 lap to go to win the Brickyard 400. Menard dealing with lap traffic. Gordon trying to close in turn 1. Menard is cleared out.
Home run.
Gordon's got to deal with the traffic.
He's got enough
looks
fuel.
good.
That might be enough now, yes.
Looks good so far. This is going to be the biggest day of Paul Menard's life.
But does he have enough fuel to get to the finish? Gordon clear of traffic. Setting up for the finish. Final corners.
Good corner here.
30-year-old Paul Menard. His family with such a long racing history at Indianapolis, they'll kiss the bricks together now. Paul Menard wins the Brickyard 400. And what a charge by Jeff Gordon. Our post-race coverage from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in just a moment. Paul Menard wins after a valiant try by Jeff Gordon. Finish, Vince.
Another half lap, we might be talking about a different winner at this year's Brickyard 400. But, Jeff, as you're clicking them off and passing one by one, and they're updating you on the radio of how much you've got to make up, what's going through your mind as you know how close it's going to be?
Well, you know, when the biggest key to me was when we came out of the pits ahead of Harvick. I thought that was huge, you know. So Alan did an awesome job. I mean, first of all, what an incredible drive to In Hunger Chevrolet. Right from the drop of the green flag, this was a lot of fun today, and I had a blast driving it. The car was awesome. And so when we got in front of Harvick, I thought, okay, you know, I thought that was the guys who were going to race. And then when Alan started telling me there were guys going to try to stretch on fuel mileage, all I could do was run as hard as I could. And I was a little bit loose at the beginning, and we got some traffic, and the car finally tightened up, and then we were really clicking off some laps. But every time I got to a car that was saving fuel, they kind of helped me up a little bit and made it a little more difficult for me to pass. So I knew that we weren't quite going to get to Paul. It was really about him running out of fuel. So we tried as hard as we could to put pressure on him. And I got to say, as disappointing as it is to not win this race, it sure was great to run that good. And I gotta congratulate Paul Menard. I don't think there's anybody in this garage area that appreciates a win here at the Brickyard more than Paul. He grew up here as a kid, and I think that's pretty special, pretty cool.
Quickly, how bad did you want it on that last lap, knowing you were that close?
Well, I wanted it really bad, you know, leading up to that. But on the last lap, I knew I was too tight behind him that if he didn't run out, I wasn't going to get him. You know, I needed a few laps to work on him. Well, I guess I need a few more laps for him to run out of fuel, too.
Great performance from Jeff Gordon in the 24 today, Alan.
Boy, it was. He put on a show at the end of this race, but comes up one spot shy of victory.